Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Gaurang Dhawanlal and with me is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. President Ramnath Kovind presides over 51st Conference of Governors and Lieutenant Governors in New Delhi, lauds COVID warriors for their work. India undertook comprehensive and effective campaign against COVID-19, says President. Governors have worked proactively during COVID-19 pandemic, says Home Minister Amit Shah. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch 2 innovative customer-centric initiatives of Reserve Bank of India tomorrow. Over 110 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country so far under nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 98.25%. Normal life disrupted due to torrential rain in several parts of Tamil Nadu. Prime Minister Narendra Modi welcomes United States' entry into International Solar Alliance. 4-day-long Chhath Puja concludes with devotees paying oblation to the rising sun in different parts of the country. Today is National Education Day. Vice President and Prime Minister pay tribute to Maulana Kalam Azad on this occasion. Idol of goddess Annapurna, retrieved from Canada, handed over to UP government for Pran Pratishtha at Kashi Vishwanath Temple. And in cricket, Pakistan to take on Australia in the second semi-final of the ongoing T20 World Cup today at Dubai International Cricket Stadium. As India created history by administering over 100 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, All India Radio salutes all the doctors, nurses, other frontline workers and all those who got vaccinated and made this possible. Even though the country has achieved this feat, we caution our listeners that the battle against COVID is not yet over. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. During the festival season, please follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact the national helpline numbers 011 239 78046 and 1075. And now, the news in detail. The 51st Conference of Governors and Lieutenant Governors began at Rashtrapati Bhavan today. President Ramnath Kovind is presiding over the conference. This is the 4th conference being presided over by President Ramnath Kovind. Apart from governors and lieutenant governors of all states and union territories, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Union Home Minister Amit Shah are attending the conference. In the inaugural address, President Ramnath Kovind said, India undertook a comprehensive and effective campaign against COVID-19. He lauded COVID warriors for their work.
कोविड की महामारी का सामना करने में विश्व का सबसे व्यापक और प्रभावी अभियान भारत में प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में चलाया गया। हमारे सभी कोरोना योद्धाओं ने असाधारण त्याग और निष्ठा के साथ अपने कर्तव्य का निर्वहन किया। सरकार की अभूतपूर्व पहल एवं हमारे वैज्ञानिकों और उद्यमियों के प्रयासों के बल पर देश में वैक्सीन का विकास और विशाल पैमाने पर उत्पादन संभव हो सका है। आज 108 करोड़ से भी अधिक वैक्सीनेशन करके देशवासियों को महामारी से बचाने के अभियान में हम तेजी से आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। इसके साथ ही हम विश्व समुदाय की सहायता भी कर रहे हैं। भारत की वैक्सीन मैत्री पहल की सराहना विश्व स्तर पर हो रही है।
The President also said governors and lieutenant governors are playing an important role in the implementation of the national education policy in the country.
राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति की अनुशंसाओं को कार्यरूप देने में आप सभी राज्यपालों की महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका है। कुलाधिपति के रूप में आप सब लोग युवा भारत के निर्माण की प्रक्रिया से सीधे तौर पर जुड़े हुए हैं। राष्ट्र निर्माण की दृष्टि से यह बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है। मुझे विश्वास है कि शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में आपके योगदान के बल पर भारत को नॉलेज सुपर पावर बनाने का हमारा राष्ट्रीय लक्ष्य अवश्य सिद्ध होगा।
In the welcome address, Home Minister Amit Shah said the conference has been organized after 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic. He said, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the nation and all states have successfully faced the pandemic.
कोविड महामारी के खिलाफ माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में एक राष्ट्र, एक जन, एक मन इस सूत्र को चरितार्थ करते हुए जिस प्रकार से लड़ाई लड़ी गई, आज पूरी दुनिया वो लड़ाई लड़ने की हमारी पद्धति और मिली हुई सफलता की भूरी भूरी प्रशंसा करती है। इस महामारी के दौरान प्रधानमंत्री जी ने लगभग 20 बार सभी राज्यों के मुख्यमंत्रियों के साथ वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंस कर और कई बार व्यक्तिगत रूप से बातचीत कर भी राज्यों का मार्गदर्शन किया और इस महामारी के दौरान माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने राज्यपालों के साथ भी बैठक कर कोविड महामारी के लिए राजभवन क्या कर सकता है, इसके लिए भी बात की थी।
Mr. Shah said, it is the time of Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav and the Governors' Conference this time holds special importance. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will launch 2 innovative customer-centric initiatives of the Reserve Bank of India tomorrow at 11 a.m. through video conferencing. These initiatives are the RBI Retail Direct Scheme and the Reserve Bank Integrated Ombudsman Scheme. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das will also attend the event. The RBI Retail Direct Scheme is aimed at enhancing access to the government securities market for retail investors. It offers them a new avenue for directly investing in securities issued by the Government of India and state governments. Investors will be able to open and maintain their government securities account easily online with the RBI free of cost. The Reserve Bank Integrated Ombudsman Scheme aims to further improve the grievance redressal mechanism for resolving customer complaints against entities regulated by the RBI. The central theme of the scheme is based on one nation, one ombudsman, with one portal, one email and one address for customers to lodge their complaints. There will be a single point of reference for customers to file their complaints, submit documents, track status and provide feedback. A multilingual toll-free number will provide all relevant information on grievance redressal and assistance for filing complaints.
Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia today held a meeting with health ministers of all states and union territories to take forward the campaign of Har Ghar Dastak. The campaign aims at ensuring vaccination of all adults who have not got the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine or are overdue for the second dose. Sources said during the virtual meeting, Mr. Mandavia said all states and UTs must work together in a collaborative spirit towards Har Ghar Dastak COVID-19 vaccination drive so that no household is left unvaccinated. While holding a review meeting with districts having low vaccination coverage on the 3rd of this month, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had urged the health workers to reach every house with passion, Har Ghar Tika, Ghar Ghar Tika, vaccine at every doorstep. He had asked them to go in the spirit of Har Ghar Dastak, knocking on every doorstep to ensure full vaccination. More than 110 crore 23 lakh COVID-19 vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Ministry said over 52 lakh 69,000 doses were administered yesterday. India reported more than 13,000 new cases to the last 24 hours. India's active case load stands at 1,38,556, which is the lowest in 266 days. The ministry said the recovery rate is currently at 98.25% and is highest since March last year. Over 13,000 people recovered in the last 24 hours and total recovery stands 3,38,925. The daily positivity rate is at 1.10%, which is less than 2% for the last 38 days.
The government has said that over 120 crore 8 lakh vaccine doses have been provided to states and union territories so far through the centre's free of cost channel and through the direct state procurement category. The Health Ministry said more than 16 crore 74 lakh balance and unutilized COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states and union territories to be administered. Madhya Pradesh on Wednesday administered 13,52,000 vaccines till late night, which remained the highest in the country yesterday. The state conducted a mega vaccination drive to achieve complete vaccination by the end of December this year. More from our Bhopal correspondent.
Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has congratulated everyone for setting the record of maximum vaccination in the country. Arrangements were made for vaccination at 11,159 immunization centers in the state. COVID vaccination Mahabhiyan is being conducted in the state to achieve complete vaccination. The next campaigns will be conducted on 17th and 24th November and 1st December. Pooja P. Vardhan, AIR News, Bhopal.
BJP National President JP Nadda will be on a two-day visit to the Kumaon division of Uttarakhand on the 15th and 16th of November. Meanwhile, BJP's in charge for the Uttarakhand Assembly polls, Prahlad Joshi, BJP Uttarakhand in charge, Dushyant Kumar Gautam, and BJP State Co-in charge Rekha Verma are on a two-day visit to the Garhwal region of the state today and tomorrow.
The BJP today criticized the Congress following its leader Salman Khurshid's comments in his book comparing Hindutva to radical jihadist groups. Briefing reporters in New Delhi, party spokesperson Gaurav Bhatia said it has not only hurt the sentiments of Hindus but also deeply hurt the soul of India. He accused the Congress of doing hatred politics and dividing society on the basis of religion. Mr. Bhatia also alleged that such comments have been made at the behest of Congress President Sonia Gandhi and its leader Rahul Gandhi, and the two leaders should clarify over the issue.
Odisha government yesterday launched Rakshak, a road safety initiative to save precious lives. In a first-of-its-kind state-level program, 30,000 volunteers staying or working at the eateries and different business establishments located near the accident-prone spots will be trained as first responders to road accidents. Under the program, 300 master trainers will train and empower the local people in all the 30 districts to render help to the victims of road accidents.
Minister of Civil Aviation Jyotiraditya Scindia dedicated the e-governance platform in the Directorate General of Civil Aviation to the nation today. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Scindia said that adopting Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of Digital India, Directorate General of Civil Aviation DGCA has implemented e-GCA. Mr. Scindia said that the project has been aimed at automation of the processes and functions of the DGCA. He said that 99 services covering about 70% of the DGCA's work are being implemented in the initial phases and 198 services would be covered in other phases. The minister said that this single window platform will bring in monumental change, eliminating operational inefficiencies, minimizing personal interaction, improving regulatory reporting, enhancing transparency, and increasing productivity.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. President Ramnath Kovind presides over 51st Conference of Governors and Lieutenant Governors in New Delhi, lauds COVID warriors for their work. India undertook a comprehensive and effective campaign against COVID-19, says President. Governors have worked proactively during COVID-19 pandemic, says Home Minister Amit Shah. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch two innovative customer-centric initiatives of the Reserve Bank of India tomorrow. Over 110 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 98.25%. Normal life disrupted due to torrential rain in several parts of Tamil Nadu. Prime Minister Narendra Modi welcomes United States' entry into the International Solar Alliance. 4-day-long Chhath Puja concludes with devotees paying oblation to the rising sun in different parts of the country. Today is National Education Day. Vice President and Prime Minister paid tributes to Maulana Kalam Azad on this occasion. Idol of goddess Annapurna retrieved from Canada, handed over to UP government for Pran Pratishtha at Kashi Vishwanath Temple. And in cricket, Pakistan to take on Australia in the second semi-final of the ongoing T20 World Cup today at the Dubai International Cricket Stadium. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Welcome back to the Midday News. In Tamil Nadu, normal life has been thrown out of gear in many districts including Chennai due to torrential rain since yesterday. Weather officials have said the depression formed over the Bay of Bengal is expected to cross the shores near Chennai this evening. Chennai has been pounded by heavy downpours since yesterday. It has led to most places reeling under flood waters. The Met Department has said heavy to very heavy rain is expected in Chennai and 14 other districts in the state and Puducherry, while sporadic light showers will be witnessed in all other districts today. More from our correspondent.
Draining the floodwaters from Chennai remains a formidable challenge for the authorities as rain remains unrelenting. State Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has inspected several affected places in the state capital for the fifth day today. In 15 districts, schools and colleges remain closed, while in 5 other districts, schools declared holiday. 5 senior ministers have been deputed to monitor the flood situation in the Kaveri Delta region, where complaints are pouring in about inundation of hundreds of acres of paddy fields. The National Disaster Response Force has mobilized 10 teams to be deployed in affected places in the state, including 3 teams for Chennai. The sea remains rough in areas that are in the vicinity of the depression, especially the northern coastal districts, and the fishermen have stayed away from the seas. Jai Singh, AR News, Chennai.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has welcomed the United States' entry into the International Solar Alliance. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said it will further strengthen ties in their shared quest of harnessing solar energy for a sustainable planet. The launch of the ISA was announced by Mr. Modi and the then French President François Hollande in November 2015 at the 21st session of the United Nations Climate Change Conference of the Parties, COP21, in Paris.
The 4-day-long Chhath Puja concluded with devotees paying oblation to the rising sun in different parts of the country. The festival, which began on Monday, concluded with devotees offering Pratah Arghya to the rising sun and ending the 36-hour-long fast by taking prasad. This is called Paran. As per tradition, devotees worship the sun god and his wife Usha to express gratitude and seek their blessings on Chhath. President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have greeted people on the occasion. The idol of goddess Annapurna, which was retrieved from Canada, was today handed over to the UP government for installation and Pran Pratishtha at Kashi Vishwanath in Varanasi. It has begun its journey to Kashi Vishwanath Temple. Earlier Union Culture Minister G. Kishan Reddy and other Union Ministers Dharmendra Pradhan and Hardeep Puri performed puja at the National Gallery of Modern Art in New Delhi.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at @AIR News Alerts. Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact the National Consumer Helpline's toll-free number 14404, issued in public interest by the Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak, Jago. And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. India's glorious fight for freedom is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the valiant struggle every day.
November 11th is the birth anniversary of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Born in Mecca in 1888, Abul Kalam Azad received a traditional Islamic education at home in Calcutta from his father and other teachers. Maulana was well versed in many languages like Arabic, English, Urdu, Hindi, Persian and Bengali. He was a renowned scholar and a poet. He adopted the pen name Azad as a mark of his mental emancipation from a narrow view of religion and life.
He was drawn to journalism and politics from a young age. Two leading revolutionaries of Bengal, Aurobindo Ghosh and Sri Shyam Sundar Chakravarti, inspired Maulana Azad. He joined the revolutionary movement against the British rule. Within 2 years, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad helped set up secret revolutionary centers all over North India and Bombay.
In 1912, Maulana Azad started a weekly journal in Urdu called Al-Hilal. The government banned Al-Hilal in 1914. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad then started another weekly called Al-Balag, with the same mission of propagating Indian nationalism and Hindu-Muslim unity. In 1916, the government banned this paper too and expelled Maulana Abul Kalam Azad from Calcutta.
Maulana Azad met Gandhiji during Khilafat agitation. Influenced by Mahatma Gandhi and his ideals, he joined Congress in 1920. Azad became the youngest person to serve as the president of the Indian National Congress at the age of 35 in 1923.
He was imprisoned several times between 1920 and 1945, including for his participation in the civil disobedience movement and the Quit India movement. Maulana Azad tirelessly advocated for a single India that would embrace both Hindus and Muslims while strongly opposing the partition.
कल तक जब तक कि आजादी हमारे हाथ में न थी, आपके मुल्क का क्या हाल था? वो अपनी किस्मत का मालिक नहीं था, उसकी किस्मत दूसरों के हाथों में। आपका अमन भी आपके कब्जे में न था, आपकी बेअमनी भी आपके कब्जे में न थी। जब कभी मुल्क में बदअमनी होती थी तो आप अपने तरफ नहीं देखते थे, उनके तरफ देखते। जब आपको कोई तकलीफ और परेशानी होती थी, आप उनके आगे मजबूर होते थे कि अपना हाथ बढ़ाएं। लेकिन आज वो नहीं है, आज अपनी किस्मत के आप खुद मालिक हैं।
Maulana Azad took an active part in the Constituent Assembly debates, particularly those related to education. He believed that India as a nation should aspire for high educational standards. As the first education minister of the country from 1947 until his death in 1958, he advocated for free and compulsory primary education for all children up to the age of 14, as he believed it was the right of all the citizens.
He established the Board for Adult Education to facilitate education among uneducated adults. He was also one of the brains behind the University Grants Commission, UGC, and played a key role in the establishment of other educational institutions like the Indian Institute of Science and various IITs.
He breathed his last on 22nd of February 1958. His autobiography, India Wins Freedom, was published after his death in 1959. Azad was awarded the Bharat Ratna posthumously in 1992. It is because of his contributions in the field of education that 11th of November is celebrated as National Education Day.
November is also the birth anniversary of Acharya J.B. Kripalani, a Gandhian socialist, environmentalist and independence activist. Jeevat Ram Bhagwan Das Kripalani, popularly known as Acharya Kripalani, was born in 1888. From 1912 to 1927, he taught at various places before becoming wholly involved in India's freedom movement.
He met Gandhiji during the Champaran Satyagraha in 1917. He earned the title Acharya around 1922 when he was teaching at the Gujarat Vidyapeeth, which was founded by the Mahatma a couple of years before. Inspired by Gandhiji, he joined the Indian National Congress in 1927 and took part in the non-cooperation movement and the Quit India movement.
Acharya Kripalani was married to an equally dynamic personality, Sucheta Kripalani, another Gandhian activist and freedom fighter. Acharya J.B. Kripalani was elected to the Constituent Assembly from the United Province. He was the chairman of the subcommittee on the fundamental rights. In the Constituent Assembly, he spoke on the preamble.
He was elected as the Congress Party president in 1946, but resigned a year later due to the growing differences with the party members on the role of the working committee. Soon, Kripalani turned into a strong critique of the Indian National Congress.
Acharya Kripalani passed away on the 19th of March 1982 at the age of 93 in Ahmedabad.
That brings us to the end of this episode of आजादी का सफर AIR न्यूज के संग. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के पावन अवसर पर आकाशवाणी समाचार के कार्यक्रम परिक्रमा में बृहस्पतिवार को शाम 4:45 पर सुनिए देश की आजादी में अपना अमूल्य योगदान देने वाले भारतीय स्वतंत्रता संग्राम के सेनानियों की वीर गाथा.
Today is National Education Day. It is observed to mark the birth anniversary of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad since 2008. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad was the first education minister of independent India. He served the nation from August 15, 1947 to February 2, 1958. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad was a reformer and freedom fighter. He was not merely a scholar but committed to building the nation through education. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi today paid tributes to the great freedom fighter, nationalist and educationist Maulana Abul Kalam Azad on his birth anniversary. In cricket, New Zealand stormed into the ICC Men's T20 World Cup final after beating England by 5 wickets at Abu Dhabi last night. Put into bat first, England posted a total of 166 for 4 with the help of Moeen Ali's not-out 51 and David Malan's 41 runs. In reply, New Zealand overhauled the target in 19 overs, riding on Daryl Mitchell's unbeaten 72 runs and Devon Conway's 46. New Zealand will now face the winner of the second semi-final in the summit clash on Sunday in Dubai. The second semi-final will be played between Pakistan and Australia at 7:30 p.m. today in Dubai. All India Radio is broadcasting ball-by-ball commentary of the World Cup matches. With the ongoing UN Climate Summit or the Conference of Parties COP26 in Glasgow, All India Radio brings to you a ready reckoner every day. Under the COP26 Explainer series, we bring for you daily the terms and concepts in use during the conference. Today we shall discuss about Indo-US partnership in climate change mitigation. The relationship between India and the US has greatly improved over the last 2 decades. Elaborating the significance of the partnership, the Director of Indo-Pacific Office, USAID, John Smith-Sreen said, both India and US working together to address the root causes and effects of climate change, which is the critical obstacle of modern civilization.
In India, we are working together with partners to address the root causes and effects of climate change. The United States and India will work together to achieve ambitious targets, which include India's goal of 500 gigawatts of installed renewable energy capacity by 2030, making new climate energy technologies widely available, and increasing India's capacity to measure, manage, and adapt to the impacts of climate change.
And now let's take a look at the weather update for today. The national capital Delhi is expected to have a mist. Mumbai has a forecast of a mainly clear sky. Chennai is likely to have a generally cloudy sky with heavy rain. Kolkata will have mainly clear skies. And now, before we close, the headlines once again. President Ramnath Kovind presides over 51st Conference of Governors and Lieutenant Governors in New Delhi, lauds COVID warriors for their work. India undertook a comprehensive and effective campaign against COVID-19, says President. Governors have worked proactively during COVID-19 pandemic, says Home Minister Amit Shah. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch 2 innovative customer-centric initiatives of Reserve Bank of India tomorrow. Over 110 crore COVID-19 vaccine doses administered in the country so far under nationwide vaccination drive. Recovery rate stands at 98.25%. Normal life disrupted due to torrential rain in several parts of Tamil Nadu. Prime Minister Narendra Modi welcomes United States entry into International Solar Alliance. 4-day-long Chhat Puja concludes with devotees paying oblation to the rising sun in different parts of the country. Today is National Education Day. Vice President and Prime Minister paid tribute to Maulana Abul Kalam Azad on this occasion. The idol of goddess Annapurna, retrieved from Canada, handed over to UP government for the Prana Pratishtha at Kashi Vishwanath Temple. And in cricket, Pakistan to take on Australia in the second semi-final of the ongoing T20 World Cup today at Dubai International Cricket Stadium. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the Midday News.